So, have you ever wondered why you've tried to go accomplish a goal and you almost feel stuck? Like, you know what you should do, you know exactly what to do, and the thing isn't even that hard. However, but something just stops you right in your place, like your body just shuts down. Well, in this video today, I'm going to tell you exactly why that is, and when you understand this concept, it's going to free you up so much so you can accomplish whatever goal it is you have, whether it's weight loss, whether it's in business, relationships. Regardless of the goal, when you identify this root cause and you go through this process, it frees you up, nothing will stop you. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this heat that I'm bringing for you guys. Jimmy here, Ingrained2train, and I just want to take a moment to just thank everybody for chiming in today. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below for the algorithm, increase the engagement. The channel's growing rapidly. Pretty excited. I hit the requirements to be monetized, and you know, I've been grinding on YouTube for years now, and we're finally really starting to take off. We're reaching more people, and let's reach even more with your help. So engage with the video, please. It means a lot to me. Anyway, as a trainer, one thing that I always see people struggle with is their nutrition. I can get people to work out consistently, get stronger, show up, be excited about working out. However, most people, they get stuck on the nutrition piece. For years, you know, like I thought that it was more of a discipline thing. Oh, you know, you got to keep the junk food out of your house. Oh, you just need a plan that works for you. You know, let's simplify things and try all these other external methods to really try to help simplify diet for people so they can get the nutrition on point and get the body that they want. And what it speaks to really is a much deeper issue. And it's not just with diet. I see it all the time and show up in relationships. You know, a lot of people struggle with their partner with communicating. You know, their woman expresses her feelings and wants to feel validated. The man takes it personally and he goes into problem solving mode, and he gets frustrated and projects that out onto her. And it's like this vicious cycle of toxic communication and ultimately a toxic relationship in a lot of cases. You know, you see it in business all the time. Somebody will have a great idea. They know it's a good idea, but they can't execute on it. They just get stuck. Either they don't speak up, either they self-sabotage, they get the resources to do it, but then they just, you know, like the little voice in their head, like keeps them from fully executing on what they know they should do. And what am I talking about here? What I'm talking about is your inner child. Think about this for a second. It only makes sense if we know, maybe you don't know, most of our thoughts are subconscious at a subconscious level. I think it's like 90% of our thoughts are all subconscious, automatic thoughts, automatic behavior. If you don't know this stat, it's pretty interesting, but you know 95% of everything that you learn in life has been learned by age 5. 5 years old, 95% of everything you've learned, you're gonna learn in your life is before the age 5. I think it's like 98% by age 7. Like, moral of the story, like a lot of your belief systems, a lot of your perceptions on life, a lot of your reactions to things, a lot of your subconscious behaviors and triggers start when you are a child. From my understanding, nobody has a perfect childhood. We've all went through traumas, we all went through hardships, we've all went through things we didn't understand. And as a kid, you're just a sponge, you're just soaking it in. And you can't at that time rationalize what's going on, you just accept it and it stays in your body. And then how that shows up, it shows up in our behaviors as we are older, as we start to experience different things. And I'll use diet as an example. So I once had a client who struggled with his diet, strong guy, consistent guy, great guy, awesome guy. However, the reason why he struggled with eating was because anytime his mom like did something, like yelled at him, or it was tension in the house, anything like that, what she would do is she would show him love by giving him lots and lots of junk food and candy. So as a child, he associated junk food, candy, fast food with, so you take that away. If you're associating these things with love and you take that away, that's hard to do. Right, so his inner child, so consciously he knows he needs to lose the weight for his health. He knows he needs to do better. However, his subconscious won't let him do it because that little boy inside of him feels loved when he has those foods. So whenever he gets stressed out, whenever something's not going right in his life and he needs to feel nurtured, he runs to the food. Now, as a kid, you don't understand it. It's just your mom giving you food that you like. You know what I'm saying? Like at that young age, you don't know how to process that. But that's how that was showing up in his adult life. A lot of times in relationship, I'll speak from just out of my own story. My dad was a very tough guy, very stoic guy. He was in the military, old school. Emotions were not allowed with boys. Boys don't cry. Man up, shut up and do it. Be disciplined, be humble, don't speak up. No matter how good you are at something, someone is always better than you. Like, this was the mindset he instilled in me, right? And it was a different mindset from my sisters. So what was happening with me was, one, I became a very high achiever because I would seek validation. I wanted my dad to say, good job, good job. Like, again, I don't know this at the time, but I know this now. It was, hey, good job, Jimmy. Like, you're doing a great job, you're great. So I would achieve all these things: honor student, Division I football player, elite athlete, master's degree, graduated from one of the best colleges in the country. You know, won all these awards, featured on ESPN, Adidas commercials. I just would do all these things, and yet I never felt good enough because I didn't get the validation from the person I needed it from the most. And how this showed up in relationships was that because my dad was treated me this way, like real tough, disciplined, stoic, but my younger sisters were treated differently, I also felt that my needs were not important because I'm a man. And that's what showed up in relationships. So in relationships, I had trouble speaking up. I had trouble setting boundaries. Just super nice guy, people-pleasing mode. Like, these were the things that I was doing because that's what I was essentially programmed as a child, right? So it caused a lot of problems in my dating life, relationships, my ability to communicate with women. It was just all bad. Even though I was a nice guy, even though I've accomplished a lot and a lot on paper, that I brought a lot to the table, it was those like deep emotional things, that emotional intelligence that I was lacking, why I couldn't have a thriving relationship at the times. And why I would choose, at the end of the day, girlfriends that didn't align with me. So now that I understand that, and I understand it's the inner child, right? What do? This is where you're gonna wanna take notes. You need to become the parent that you needed to be, that little child needed back then. I'll say that again. You need to be the parent that child needed back then. So you have to go in, you have to journal, you have to meditate, you have to go back. And there's a lot of good inner child meditations out there. I actually could put one in the description. But there's a lot of good inner child meditations. And what you need to do, you need to go back to that child. And first you need to forgive them. You need to tell them you love them, that you have to tell them that it's safe, that it's okay, that you got their back. You have to give yourself a hug. As corny as this sounds, especially for men, I'm telling you, once you reprogram your thinking and you go back and re-nurture that inner child, it frees you up. So that feeling that stops you in your place when you're trying to go towards something or you're not doing something you know you should be doing, it's gonna free that up. Because that's essentially what it is. It's that inner child that doesn't feel safe, so it wants to keep you where you're at. But by freeing that, letting your subconscious know that it's safe, that it's okay, that you deserve these things, now you start to open up the abundance codes. Now you start to manifest the relationships you want, the body you want, the money you want, whatever it is that you desire, because you're opening that up. But if you're still stuck here, you're holding on to that resentment, that shame, that guilt, you're always gonna find a reason to self-sabotage. And what gets so frustrating about it, you'll get an opportunity and you'll self-sabotage it. And each time you self-sabotage, it hurts more and more and more. So it's time to change that, guys. You got an opportunity here. This is just a start. We could go really, really deep here. I'm actually putting together a program. I'll put a link in the description. We can set up a call, talk about that more. But this is just a start. Start thinking about times in your childhood where you felt shame, where you were hoping that you got some praise from a parent, or something that happened that really like maybe showing up in your life today. Just, again, a relationship with a parent, a traumatic experience, a poor relationship. Just think of things and just think about, try to connect the dots. Go back and connect the dots. and see how it's showing up today. And then you go through the process of forgiving yourself. And you go through the process of telling yourself that it's okay. And you start to reprogram the story of how these things made you the person that you are today, and that it's okay, and that you can let it go. Your inner child, take this seriously, guys. If there's one thing, one lesson that you take from watching my content, it's this one right here, because it's done so much for my life, my business, my relationships, and I promise you it will do the same for you. With that said, guys, if you need help, go ahead, click the link below. Let's, send me a message. Let's set up a call or a chat, and I can talk about how I have this innovative method that will really help you transcend to the next level. Especially my guys out there, my men follow me. We need this. We need this more than ever. And I just want you to know that it's okay to reach out for help, and this help is going to take you and your life to the next level, guaranteed. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you thought this was good, please share it with 5 people, guys. Help me spread this message. Somebody needs to hear this today. With that said, guys, I'm checking out.